Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bets.net Challenger Series. We're into map 2 of our best of 3 between GODSENT and Fragsters. Fragsters took Inferno in a very one-sided affair. It was 16-5. And GODSENT threw up very little of a fight. Going into Mirage, though, I think the light is looking a little bit brighter from them. Just mostly because this is one of their best maps. And I think that maybe there might be a bit more of a chance for them to take this one to a third. I'm Switchblade J. Joining me on the desk is, as usual, Sir Danny. Danny, what's your take on this one?
Hoping for a much better game, for starters, and I do hope, yeah, GODSENT, this being the map pick, I am hoping for them to be victorious on this one. They should be able to show up here a bit more, even though Inferno was a somewhat decent map for them. Their past results haven't been the greatest. Mirage, on the other hand, has been quite the stable of a map there for GODSENT, so I do hope to see for them to have a much better game, especially if they're able to get that C side going, because on the T side, they look pretty much lost, to be honest. It didn't look like they had some sort of game plan. The game plan was pretty much simple: try to acquire the map control, maybe try to execute off the said map control, and it didn't really work out, especially when they were hitting the A bomb set on Inferno. Maybe on the CD side, if, well, they start on the CD side here in Mirage, they're going to be able to have more depth. And not only that, like the T side as well, I'm hoping the player's going to feel a bit more comfortable, and maybe we could just see a better map from these guys.
Yeah, I'm hoping that GODSENT do turn more towards those set executions that we were talking about over on Inferno. Mirage is a map that is very famous for its set executions. Obviously, the A bomb site standard hit as well as the B bomb site standard hit are things that many players know they will use to their best advantage. So if GODSENT do start to struggle on taking the map control and taking those early picks, then we'll have to see their T side stepping back to basics. But that's all to decide later on during the matchup. So now we have got the knife round to determine who is going to be taking their choice aside. Obviously, GODSENT and Fragsters both want to start on CT. Most comfortable for most teams and players on a map like Mirage. So let's jump into it here. So we see, actually Fragsters are going to be able to get their choice once again. It looks like they'll also be taking a CT side. So perhaps, again, another advantage it looks like for the Danes. And let's see whether they're going to stick or switch. They're going to be switching out to the CT side. Again, as expected. But another big back foot for GODSENT to try and deal with as we go into this map.
Okay, so it does look like GODSENT will start on the T side, but, you know, that's the thing, you know, this being their map pick, I hope to see a bit more depth from these guys because, you know, Inferno was pretty much, like, he was so one-sided on Inferno, they get absolutely wrecked. They pick up, what, I think 1 round in total on the T side of Inferno. So that is definitely not a very good statistic, but like it's, you know, like I said, you know, Mirage, I'm hoping a bit more from these guys, and it does look like not the most amount of items are invested from Fragsters. In fact, they're just gonna stick with 5 Kevlar, and GODSENT pretty similarly. They're gonna have 1 player on the P250, oh, in fact, 2 players on the P250, and 1 flash in the hand of Hampus. And it does look like somebody yeah, it does look like some of these guys will try to take that mid control.
Meanwhile, on the ace side, though, Stavin's going to get the first frag on Hampus, shutting him down. Bubsky will invade the palace position. Mid control has been gained by GODSENT, thanks mostly to really no presence from Fragsters at all. They boost their way into Sniper Nest. Roller will challenge against Dragonfly. Spots him. Glock desperately looking for some good taps on tap. Stavin also forced that position back towards Connector, but problem is dealt with by Dragonfly. Stavin also lands a headshot on Disco Doblin, when Dragonfly also here to support. Less than likely now for GODSENT in a 2-on-5 situation. We'll wrap back up towards the apartments, but many ends there on the backstab, and Refresh is covering off Twist from short. All 5 players stay alive for Fragsters, taking another very confident pistol into the second map.
Yeah, it did look like GODSENT wanted to try to go take that mid control and with it try to just split on the A side. It's not that bad, you know, of an idea, especially to do that with the pistols, especially with your guys having the Glocks, just rushing through Connector. Maybe they can actually get something going. But the fact is, the guy in the yaps, he falls, and then a team like Fragsters can actually just put a bit more tension towards middle, you know, by just locking down Connector. That is what pretty much happened, and GODSENT had nothing in that round, pretty much nothing. Once Fragsters just start to get the frags going, they pretty much secured the round from it. Now, Force Bite does come here from the Swedes. Twist, though, trying to get an early frag if possible. And be getting it as Stavin is up here close towards top mid. Should consider maybe backing away. Brawlin very close by. Brawlin is going to get the kill, though. So still got to be quite careful if you're Frags. Just look at Disco Doblin go. He's gonna kill Bubsky. Dragonfly stuck here between a rock and a hard place. He's down in connector. Should be an easy frag for Brawlin or maybe even Hampus. And now look at this. It's a 4 versus 2 suddenly. Make that a 4 versus 1. Torben, he is very much far away from the action. And it does look like GODSENT finally got something going for them.
A nice way to chime back as well in the conversion round. Fragsters again with a confident pistol. And GODSENT with a quick strike back against them. 1-1 now as the teams will put Fragsters back on the pistols here. I'm probably going to be looking for a forced buyout this one. Yeah, as expected, GODSENT. Also getting those 3 for Masters, so they've got rifles to work with. They can keep those 3 rifles up against Fragsters and they can bolster their economy as a result. So very, very nice stuff from GODSENT. Picking up towards mid and getting those frags also from the palace position. Simmer 1 digs and pistol play. GODSENT turn the whole thing around. And now they are back in the driver's seat for the mid control again to come out from Freddy B. Got Torbeniaden over on A. 3 players stacking up B bomb site as well. So for the most part, Fragsters are in a stack position. Again, conceding that mid control that GODSENT have loved to take so far in these couple of rounds. Initially, the current setup looks to be an A split. Brawlin and Freddy B just getting as much mid control as they can. The bomb is out towards mid. 2 players also set up towards ramp. So at least initially, it looks like GODSENT just put a bit of utility to clear out these positions and go for the hit into the A bomb side, but the only man there is Torbeniaden, a CZ out, just waiting in firebox, and it looks like that Molotov may have missed. Or actually, may have gone towards dark, actually. And Torb is just waiting for this bomb plant to come out. Spots Disco, but Disco takes him down. That's Ace open for business. That should be a second on the board for the T's.
Yeah, pretty much. For Fragsters right now, their main goal is just try to save the guns here. You know, if you're able to save these pistols here, that scout in the hands of Dragonfly, you're pretty much going to have a similar investment in the upcoming round, pretty much the same one. So you have another opportunity and maybe winning out the round, but it does look like they're trying to get the frags here, and I don't know if that's the smartest of choices because look at GODSENT go. There's Brawlin yet again picking up a frag with the MAC-10 and stabbing. And the last one remaining with the deagle of his. Nade does come through. There's quite a lot of damage on a player like Stavin, and well, I would have loved to see them to actually try to maybe save up here. It did look like that in the end, what Fragsters wanted to do is just try to set up for exit frags. That didn't really work out. Brawlin just jumping around with the MAC-10. We'll claim another frag for him. Yes, it will be 3-1 Fragsters. Oh, pardon me, 2-1, as now Fragsters will have to go for a good old-fashioned eco.
We basically pistoled it up for these guys. They got the force together, and now they've just got the USPs. And for the GODSENT SMG players, Brawlin, Twisted, Disco, Dublin, it's perfect pickings for them. Want to pump as much money as possible. GODSENT have really bolstered this economy line well beyond the point of round number 4. So everything is looking up for them, and Fragsters already just getting picked apart once again. 2 kills for Disco on the MP7, make it 3. And now Bubsky is the last man left for the USP in a dream. Does catch one way out of in Twist, but that's just the MAC-10 that fell. And there we are. 3-1 the starting scoreline for GODSENT. And now the rifle round will come in from Fragsters. No head armor as standard, but the AWP is out to play. The M4s also for the CT side. Limited utility sets, but that's fine. GODSENT still sticking with most of the weapons that they had from those last couple of rounds. Brawlin and Disco Doppler on SMGs. 2 for Masters for Hampus and Freddy. The only man who's invested is Twist, obviously. He was the only man to die. And the AWP could be doing pretty decent work for them. Never mind,
Nice.
Hampus gets shut down on the rifles.
Not a bad opening frag to acquire for a player like Dragonfly. Somehow Twist misses the shot. And I'm pretty sure he spotted out the hand of the player throwing down the smoke. But now Freddy B is able to reply, able to kill a Bubsky, who probably got on a bit too aggressive, you know, in his journey to acquire that A-Apps control, and suddenly it's a 4 versus 4. Still not looking too good here for the GODSENT guys. However, Freddy, he might be quite low in HP, but he should be able to spot out Stavin there for the smoke. Yes, he finally backs away through connector, but look at this. One of the guys here from GODSENT, I'm pretty sure it's, in fact, wait, who is it? Is it Brawlin? Yes, it's Brawlin. He's down in CT spawn. He's with the MAC-10. He's not going to be able to see anyone from the CTs because look at Dragonfly. He's actually pushed up all the way through A-Apps. And the positioning from all these players is so whacked. Stavin is able to spot out Disco, not able to get the frag though. And as Dragonfly considers to back away, he's pretty much stuck there in A-Apps. Brawlin is in CT. Players coming out from connector and ramp as well. Yes, the bomb should be able to get planted. This is some weird position from players here. Refresh, able to kill Disco Doppler. Still a 3 versus 3 in this one.
Shots out from Torbeniaden as well, picking up Freddy B. Frags are still up for this retake. Brolin's got a very awkward weapon to do it. Actually does the damage on refresh regardless, but Dragonfly comes through. No, the aim punch hurts him. Back to a 2 versus 2. Twitch trying to lock out with the AWP. Cross flashed out entirely. Both the CTs are blind as Brolin supports and actually buys just enough time for GODSENT to hold out. And the M4s to call it quits. It's a 4th round on the board for GODSENT in a very unlikely turn of events. The MAC-10 was not as weak as I thought it was. And that's a fantastic thing for the T side as they keep this hype train rolling. Fragsters, 4 rounds of loss bonus with 2 M4s saved. They could still go for a force buy here, but it does leave them with nothing to buy in the max loss bonus round. So I'm curious to see whether they will fully invest on this one.
Probably not. Yes, it does look like just gonna stick with Torben's M4, refreshes M4 as well. But that round in particular, it was so weird. You know, Dragonfly, the lonesome guy on the A side, considers just pushing 8 apps with the AWP of all weapons, and the fact that he pushes up, he's telling his teammates, well, A-Ops is empty, so I presume ramp is probably empty as well. Allow me to continue on with the push. Yes, he does continue on with the push, but once he gets taken, well, actually he still gets isolated towards A-Ops. Then GODSENT realized, well, if we probably push on the A side, there shouldn't be any sort of defenders. And the fact that they had Brolin in CT, now that's some weird positioning from the players on all parts, but now Fragsters though, not gonna find much success here, even though Stavin still has the M4 of his. Might just be able to kill Hampus, but that's about it, I presume. Yeah, it's gonna be able to kill Hampus. They know where the M4 is at, so pretty much if you're GODSENT, just continue on with your push, but somewhere together. Right now, they're pretty much spread out thin, very much so. You have players like Brolin down connector, Freddy B towards B-Apps with the AWP, and Disco Doppelin finally does regroup with his teammate Brolin there, so still, they're spread out quite thin here, GODSENT.
2 versus 3. Freddy B's on 7. So even then, Bubsky could still take him now with a CZ relatively easily, and even then could take a little bit more damage against them. Both CTs have creeped their way into the A-bomb site, realize that there is no one here, and they're going to run straight into Brolin with this MAC-10. Spray on the first man, shutting him down, keeping Freddy B safe and keeping Stavin away. Probably going to be holding on to this M4 for this one. We'll still try and take a pop shot, try and take this low man down. It works his way into short anyway, actually. Bomb's not open for him. No, it is. He's going to deny it. 22 seconds. Can't turn on to Disco Doppelin. Not quite. Very, very close from Stavin. If he got both those frags, then that would have been huge for the CTs, but nah, not to be. 5-1. Favor to the Ts. Max loss bonus now for Fragsters, as you were saying. Not going to invest in that last round. Just the 2 M4s means that they get the full buyout for this one. Or 4 M4s. Full sets of utility. No head armor again, but more than enough to work with against GODSENT. But they really need to start getting some rounds on the board here.
And Brolin, he's actually still sticking with the MAC-10. He's got around, yeah, $15,000, but yet he still plays with the MAC-10. He's pretty much the piggy bank for the GODSENT economy, and it does look like Fragsters might have considered like testing out middle, but the fact that GODSENT are able to deploy their utility relatively quickly, they're probably going to have to play a bit more passively. Torben is going to try to peek through the smoke, I do believe so. Not a bad of an idea, but has to be careful not to get punished. Oh, he backs away towards the ladder room. That is probably a much safer position to be holding from. But team like GODSENT, they're taking this mid control and they're finding a lot of success doing so. Oh, Stavin those spots out, Brolin. Now you gotta be a bit more careful if you're GODSENT. But look at Twist. You actually push it through towards ramp. No fear from him. And if Freddy claims this frag on the one player, Torben's been taken out. But he has no idea about Refresh being so close. Stavin is able to kill Hampus as well. And now GODSENT, they're losing the aim duels. So they must regroup at this point, I'd say. Stavin, oh, he's going for more, in fact. He's going to kill Disco Doppelin. Twist, though, is able to get one, but I think it's Stavin again reigning the terror here on the A side as Brolin, last man standing for GODSENT with the MAC-10 of all weapons. Not the easiest of rounds for him, but he might just be able to make his way onto the B side. Maybe even plant the bomb if possible, but that is still not looking too easy for him.
1v3, surely he shouldn't win this one out. MAC-10. Gotta take some close range fights and just take no damage from it. Just, you know, it's not looking likely for them. Ooh, still gets a bit of dink on towards Dragonfly. Refresh will be able to trade him out, however, so finally, Fragsters will get themselves the second, finally get themselves a chime back against GODSENT. AWP also recovered for Refresh. I don't know if Stavin can get his hands on another. I don't know if there was anyone dropped, but he's running all the way towards the A site, so looking for something over on this half of the map. It will be a second round for Fragsters regardless. They finally shut down the hype train of the GODSENT side. Both warps staying in play. Okay, that's very good from Fragsters now. Very nice weapon a very nice setup for them as well. They don't have to invest into it, so they're not losing a whole lot if they lose this round. Of course, GODSENT going to reinvest again in full. The AKs coming out the AWP. Also from Twist. Still in the lead, of course, on this T-side, and they are up against the reset potential of Fragsters. Their economy still not even looking good, despite the fact they saved these M4s. So one victory here could spell doom for Fragsters already in this match. It was a very similar situation to how it went on Inferno, but instead it was Fragsters up to reset GODSENT. We all know how that scoreline went. But now it is just the default out from GODSENT, out towards the apps. Trying to gain control, but the grenade from Torb is so good. Taking Hampus down to 47 already. A nice start from the CT hold.
But this round is a bit different from the past ones. Fragsters has got 2 AWPs towards middle. In fact, Refresh was holding down top mid and Dragonfly was there to support him. But now the fact that Refresh is seeing, well, no one's really peeking top mid, so I can be the lonesome mid player here if needed. He has got individuals like, I think that's, yes, that's if needed. One of his teammates, like Bubsky, backing him up if that will be required. But so far, the setup is not looking too shabby here for Fragsters. However, the problem is, GODSENT, they're about to ready up, throw the smokes onto the A side, the Molotovs if needed, and there's only going to be 2 defenders here, so if GODSENT make their way relatively quickly on the side, not sure if they're going to be able to accomplish much. Bubsky, like I said, he's in a pretty good position. Down towards Sandwich, no one's actually peeking through from apps. This gives an opportunity for Bubsky to pounce. He's able to get one, but Torben able to reply. Torben still down towards CT spawn. Is actually being dealt quite a lot of damage, and look at this, Fragsters are in. They have rotated, and GODSENT, now the push. I mean, they've made it. They made their way to the side, but Fresh is able to kill one guy for the box. And now Twist and Disco stop them out of the open. Make it all up to Twist as he's now left in 1 versus 2. Quite the difficult one indeed. 3-5 is the scoreline, and it does look like Fragsters is going to claim a round here.
Just about cinching onto it as well. They desperately need to hold on to that one, else that would have been reset against them. So 2 players staying alive isn't the best case scenario, but it's certainly not the worst. Their economy is still tender, so GODSENT are up for another reset. But so are they in the exact same dangerous position right here. The 5 AKs out, low money across the board for the T side, so a very important round to win, regardless of whether you're Fragsters or GODSENT. Freddy B will try and take that importance and run with it straight down towards mid. Gets Bubsky, not going to turn towards the second. Stavin still here towards Connector. T's getting mid control and short control. Brolin still fighting in the sniper nest as well, so just trying to look for as much aggression as possible. GODSENT come out of this round quickly swinging, giving themselves a bit more of an advantage that really Fragsters would have loved to give them so far. Not yet to find the trade. Disco Doppling creeps on the A site and takes down Stavin, turns his around. Dragonfly gets the double kill and opening the bomb site up for the take. 2 versus 4, Torbeniden and Refresh. Don't think they're going to be able to win this one or put an M4 unless they work quickly and efficiently and skillfully. This should be a 6th round for GODSENT. Okay, and then they take 2 picks back. All Torb now as Refresh goes falling. M4 still in play. What can you do on the retake?
Maybe get the kill onto Disco Dolphin. That is looking very likely. The smoke has been deployed to the bomb. He's actually spawning out another player as well, but he simply does not have the kit. He has to take the fight now. I think it's going to be possible. He's able to kill Disco Dolphin, but now Brolin knows. He knows where Torben is at. He's here in the footsteps, goes into the white peak, and is going to get the frag in the end. 6-3. As, well, that was still quite the close round in the end, you could say, but from the get-go, GODSENT establishing that dominance towards middle. That was such a fast mid-take. The fact that they're able to have a player in window once the clock has hit, what, 1 minute and 35 seconds is insane. GODSENT, with that speed, they pretty much out-aim Fragsters there from the beginning. It is so hard for Fragsters to get back into the round. Yes, at one point it looked somewhat doable, but in the end, GODSENT, they had everything going for them to win the round. However, forced by here from the Danes, as they do have a couple guys towards underpass. If you're GODSENT, you have to be very careful of that part of the map in particular.
Aggressive stance was being taken by Fragsters very quickly as well. GODSENT took a lot of mid-control early on, and now it's Bubsky close range with this CZ. Twist, not expecting it, and he'll get taken down for it. Brolin with a quick trade back, but now he's got the info on where this bomb is. It doesn't matter because the CTs are locked out of the A bomb site. Connector control, gain, Refresh will fall for it. Stavin on the backstab. Could still shut down Brolin, and actually with this bomb up on Tetris, This could still be a very crucial kill. Torv takes Roland back to 3 versus 3. Freddy B takes him right back out. They've still got Stavin on the back, Stavin the scout. Out for Dragonfly, gets tagged low, taken out, and it's all on Stavin. 1v3, CZ looking for Disco. Doblin does drop the bomb, stalling for as much time as he can, but no, gets taken out before it runs out. And there we are, 7th round on the board for GODSENT as Fragsters do some damage, but that's all they're able to find from that round.
Yeah, and in the force buy like that, you're expecting to accomplish a bit more. To be exact, the reason why you're going for the force buy, it's like an investment. You want to try to win out the round, and picking up a couple of frags isn't bad, but it's definitely not something you were hoping for. You were hoping a bit more. So now, Fragsters, just gonna have to go for a full-on eco. It doesn't look like it. One flash being in the hands of Torben. So maybe they're gonna be able to put that flash in some decent effect, because 4 players towards the A side. And as there are a couple of GODSENT players will try to test the waters. See how many players are on this part of the map. Maybe if it's a stack, they would consider to back away. But already, Fragsters are going to put a bit more emphasis on this A part of the map. It's only Hampus and his teammate just clearing things down. Hampus is going to drop dead, but Disco Doblin is here for the refrags. Refresh. One of the players still surviving on the side. An off angle for him, but not going to taps onto Disco Doblin. This is pretty much the round here for GODSENT as they do claim the 8th.
Easy couple of rounds from them, of course, off the back of the reset. Fragsters have very little to work with, but now 3 rounds of lost bonus means that we have a rifle buy. M4's coming out to play with no AWP this time. And very little in the head armor department. That's fine, of course. They have got the AKs in play. Although it does mean that Brolin could be up for some very, very nice kills if he can land those headshots up. Still, the bottom line is that scoreline. The 8-3 to the favour of GODSENT, looking a little bit more one-sided to their favour than Inferno was. The teams go quickly into the default once again. Mid control being gained 2 players. Well, 1 player actually goes towards line and past another one. Holding out in apartments on B. The team's still trying to aggress down towards A site as well. Once again, 1 towards Palace. Gaining some control, trying to find one of those early frags for GODSENT, but nothing will come through as the defensive line seems relatively solid enough. Torbenny then trying to look for the first frag, meanwhile, does catch Hampus off guard. Loses a lot of HP for it. But, ooh, look at Bubsky. Very good angle on Disco and shuts him down. Quick 2 for nothing. And Freddy B and Brolin need to work quickly to try and recover this back towards the A-bomb site. Good spray from the MAC-10, but he's unable to deal with Stav and Dragonfly. Did they cover him up? Brolin jumps down into the A-bomb site and gets picked apart. A 3-man advantage now for Fragsters, looking like a very good round, and maybe the 4th on their board.
Could definitely be so. Because GODSENT, in that round, they just try to go for the individual aim duels, which they do end up losing. Hampus and B-Apps. You have Disco Doblin on the A apartments. It's simply not working out. Twista was able to kill Dragonfly. That's not a bad frag to acquire. But still, you know, look at where Freddy B is at, somewhere towards jungle. So at this point, honestly, Freddy B, he can actually go for the wraparound, but I think Savage is going to check it. And that's a bit of a problematic scenario. Freddy B, oh, he's not anticipated. And Twist now coming in there from short. Spotted. He gets killed in the process. 4-8 now. Fragsters, that's quite a decent round from them.
Yeah, holding on for all that they could. Getting the 3 AKs out to play with as well means Economy's allowed to build. They've now got the one-shot headshot potential. Negating quite a lot of the head armor that GODSENT have had to play with. And also putting them on a reset point as well. If Frags are able to take them down, they could be taking an 8-7 half overall. And considering that this is CT, it's not amazing, but it's still good enough for how GODSENT have played this Mirage map so far. So 3 players are going to take things back to basics. So they try and go for the A execution set. Not going to aggress down towards ramp, but smokes are out. Utility is at the ready. Meanwhile, 2 others will go towards the apartments. It looks like it might just be an execution split in from A site. Through ramp and from connector. Bron's still waiting for Stavin actually to push on through. And actually Stavin's got a good read on this alongside Bubsky. Flashbang and smoking their way in, trying to delay vision, trying to stall GODSENT for as long as they can. But Stavin will be the first anchor point of the defensive for the CT side. The question is, will GODSENT expect it? The utility comes out. Molotov's trying to stall them as much time as possible. And actually Brolin will halt his tracks for it. A lot of that utility now gone. Torbenny Eden's also rotated out through the B apartment's going to read that there is no one here as the flashbangs continue to rain through. Refresh and Bubsky get 2 frags. Twist will trade 1 more back out alongside Disco. Picking up with the AK, expecting Stavin to be here. He reads it perfectly, but no, Stavin drops him and the bomb. The AWP forced back away. The Glock should be able to finish him off. He's on low HP. But the damage done. The Fragsters 3 versus 2, and Dragonfly still on the site, ready for Freddy B. Crossfires alongside Refresh, looks for his headshot on Twist, can't quite line it up. The grenade will do its damage. There's a player on the backstab as well. There's no way he's fighting his way out of this unless he pulls some ridiculous AWP play. It's just not going to happen. AWP recovered, 5 rounds on the board now. And Fragsters 5-8 to the favor of GODSENT.
And you can't really say that that was a bad idea from GODSENT. In fact, it was quite a decent idea from them. Before just trying to go for the simple A execute, they had 2 players trying to go with the flank, except the problem is they are expecting maybe a push from B apps. That's where they stay that long in underpass. Once the push does happen from GODSENT, the problem is Fragsters, they've kept their utility for that long that the push has been delayed. And once that push is delayed, you know, we see one of the Fragsters players actually go aggressive. I do believe that was Torben, playing a bit more aggressive towards B apps, pushing through, gathering the intel. Fragsters rotate 4 players towards the A side, and GODSENT, because they delayed the timer for that long, Fragsters are able to make the rotate and make the round much more easier for them to win. This one, on the other hand, is not going to be the most easiest of rounds for GODSENT. They only have the pistols here. Maybe they can get quite lucky here, trying to get some initial engagements, but the problem is Fragsters, they're not giving away anything, and they're not showing off, not trying to give an advantage for GODSENT.
Should be an easy enough round for Fragsters. No armor, of course, for GODSENT. Basic P250s. Glock for Brolin as well. That's it. Fragsters are in the driver's seat for this next round. Just all know whether GODSENT can get a good couple of picks against CT players, and if they can, just whittle down that economy. Even then, how relevant is that at this point in the game at the same time? So, GODSENT really looking like less for wear in this round. 2 players already going down. The third was done for Bubsky. Make it 2. 4 overall. Just got up on the last man. Dragonfly will finish him off. And there we are. 6-8. Round number 15. Last one of the half. And Fragsters on for a very, very close scoreline. Again, it's not fantastic for a CT side, but considering where GODSENT stand, I think it may be good enough to go into the T side.
Yeah, if you're Fragsters and you're able to win that 7th round, make this somewhat decent half. You know, it's not the greatest half out there, but 7 rounds on the CT side of Mirage will do just fine if you have a game plan coming into the T side of Mirage, right? But GODSENT, though, they still have an opportunity to not allow Fragsters to gap the 7th round. Actually, looks like GODSENT gonna go back to things that worked them in the past. This fast mid play, it's actually working out quite well. Good flash being deployed, but Disco Doppling comes in with a spray down, able to kill Bubsky. And yes, the mid control, it has been acquired relatively quickly here from GODSENT, and it does look like they will aggress towards the A side. Twist is able to kill 1. This makes the A side pretty much open. There's no more defenders here. Torben and Refresh, well, they can't go for the save at this point. They have to win out the round. Torben is making his way towards C spawn. Refresh, though, actually kind of baits his teammate there. He doesn't spot out Brawlin in the end. 9-6 will be the scoreline, and it's not that bad. Not that bad for GODSENT, but it could have been better for Fragsters.
Yeah, much better. Again, Mirage is CT-sided at the end of the day. So GODSENT, I think they've done a fantastic job getting this many rounds on their T side, especially when they are down in the series. They do need to claim this map to go to train. That is our 3rd and final map, of course, here. So if we have to decide a tiebreaker, that's where we shall go. For now, 3 rounds in deficit. Fragsters closing out the half. Not on the best of highs, but on high nonetheless. This T side, however, needs to go swimmingly for them, just as swimmingly as it went for GODSENT. It's pistol round, out twist, defuse kit and smoke for him. Straight up ninja setup. Fragsters with default pistols and Kevlar across the board here. Straight down mid, taking a page out of GODSENT's book, but all 5 players taking that particular liberty as the bomb goes in towards connector. Close range against 1 man here. Close Freddy B. Trying to challenge against Stavin. Stavin suppressing him in the corner. Eventually lands the headshot. And Refresh and Bubsky get 2 very, very quick picks. Brolin and Disco. Suddenly the last 2 left. 1 on rotation. 1 still here from CT stairs. Trying to catch off Stavin. Stavin takes him out instead, and that leaves all Disco Doppling. 1 versus 5, and Refresh will take himself the double. All 5 stay alive for Fragsters, and 7-9 is the scoreline.
And that was a good pistol round from Fragsters, you know. The way they actually take mid control, it was very fast. That's one of the things we have to mention. But they don't just push down towards connector as some teams might do, and that is what GODSENT did on their pistol round. No. Fragsters, they put a player in window, they put a player down in short, they have guys still pushing down there through connector, and they still have a player in apps. So once Fragsters. You know, they enter down middle. Godsent make the call. It's probably going to have to be an A split down for connector. They put so much emphasis towards connector that they don't take a look apart at other parts of the map, which is very problematic, though. Freddy B, nice frag for him, but should they have continued on with their aggression? I really don't think so, as now Godsent probably going to have to make their way towards the B side if they do want to try to win out the round, but at this point, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So a good pistol round there from Fragsters from the get-go. And also, this round, it's looking quite good for them. Not the most cleanest of rounds. Yes, they do end up losing Refresh. But at the same time, they plant the bomb, they get some of that extra money, and something tells me a player like Stavin is going to get quite lucky to get some frags here. Maybe.
Maybe or maybe? No. CTs aren't going to go pushing in towards that opponent's position. They'll hold out from mid, expect the T's to come through short. A couple exits would be nice for them at this point in time. They have also left Twist here with the UMP, so the most powerful man in the most likely spot that the T's will come from. Also have Brolin, but yeah, Fragsters aren't going to risk it too much. They'll just hold out in this small little safe zone of the apartments, ensuring that GODSENT do not get the exit frags, ensuring that their economy is bolstered and their chances are thick. 8-9. Fragsters look to even up the scoreline right here with the AKs of Galil, a couple of MAC-10s coming out from Stavin and Dragonfly, and GODSENT don't have a whole lot to work with at all. Just saving those few SMG, that SMG, sorry, and those couple of pistols. And the Deagle, of course, in for Twist. Flashbang also invested, so let's see what Fragsters can do against GODSENT. Let's see if GODSENT can frag back against them. They've got two players towards actually Dark. This could be two nice frags if they can potentially find it. Freddy B waiting on the wings of the P2K, backed up by the UMP, and Crossfire locked out. Great flashbang, one headshot comes through. Torbeni then forced back. AK picked up immediately for the CT side, but can Freddy B do any more with it? No is the answer to that question, as Tor picks him up. And two CTs are still here looking at the Crossfire from Sandwich, and Dark. Fragsters have committed to the A-bomb site at this point, and they will keep the hype train rolling with Stavin getting 2 MAC-10 kills, 2 versus 3. They have lost a little bit. Those rifles, that SMG, out of play for Fragsters.
This round isn't looking as clean as maybe Fragsters anticipated to be, but it's still pretty much going to be the round nonetheless. Hampus, though, has been spotted out, gets taken out by Stavin, and the AK-47 should also be retrieved. He's not able to spot him out. Gonna have to keep the MAC-10 into the next round, but hey, that is what GODSENT did as well. You know, they always kept a player like Brolin on the MAC-10, and he was pretty much the piggyback for that side. You know, once some of his teammates may not have the most amount of money to invest, suddenly comes out Brolin with what, $10,000 or so, but it doesn't look like Stavin will keep the MAC-10 there. In fact, now try to take this one smart, as they do purchase up all rifles. Galil in the hands of Torben, it's still rifles nonetheless, and the scope rifle in the hands of Dragonfly. It doesn't look like the push will be happening just yet, and yeah, from the get-go, it did look like GODSENT going to try to aggress that part of the map. Twist, though, is going to be able to kill Bubsky, and, well, it does look like Fragsters, they're still making a lot of noise here towards Connector.
So we're going to get the trade site, 4 versus 4. Brolin going down, and one more forced back into the B bomb site. That is Hampus. And Dragonfly, good angle on Twist, takes him down as he pops open the scaffolding. The 2-for-1 trade to the favor of the T side. Dragonfly still going to aggress towards B bomb site as well. Bomb on the back of Refresh up top mid. So the T's have map control options to work with, but an A site in their control. It's only Freddy B here to defend back behind the corner of CT stairs. Spotted, flashed out. Spray comes through from Stamina. He does connect the kill, so 2-man advantage once again for the T side. The bomb will push into A. There's no one there to stop it. It will be a retake up for Hampus and Disco Doppelin. They're going to try focus fire on one man back in. Low HP is Dragonfly. Good hopping from Disco Doppelin to get into the ladder room, but so Benny then out the backhand side will pick him off, leave it all on Hampus just to defend himself at this point. There's no way he's getting this retake together. Just trying to stay alive, save the M4 into 4 rounds. Lost bonus potentially for a force buy, or otherwise a little bit extra firepower for GODSENT, but the bottom line is going to be that scoreline. 10-9, Fragsters will take the lead away from GODSENT for the first time in this map since the first round of the pistol. Double digits claimed by the T side. GODSENT lose all 5 of their players. Economy is not looking great. Should be seeing at best a half buy, at worst an eco. And they're going to pause actually to make that very decision.
Well, Fragsters just gave a taste of their own medicine for GODSENT. You know, the fast play towards middle, very fast indeed. And the fact that they actually have they don't actually go for the straight up mid boost, something like GODSENT did on their T side. They actually put a player towards ladder room, able to kill the window defender is as good as actually having a player down in window. And Fragsters, from the connector push, able to take that A part of the map, and also able to win the round. GODSENT, they go for the tactical timeout, and it does make sense. At one point, you were leading 9-6, and now, well, Fragsters, they're possibly going to claim their 11 as well, make that 11-9. So for GODSENT, their lead that they did have is kind of slipping away. So you got to be quite careful about that if you're GODSENT. I think the partial buy is the obvious choice. You're about to reach maximum lose money bonus of $3,400, so the partial buy does make sense. You're not investing fully. You're going to be having some of those upgraded pistols as well as some of those armors, but in fact, GODSENT, what they're doing is they have a couple players on the nades and only 2 players on the armors, interestingly enough. Twist out towards middle, spots on one of the guys there. That's Torben, who has been softened up. And the Deagle is there to finish him off. A rifle can be retrieved, but it does look like GODSENT will put a bit more emphasis back on this A side, and they have some decent crossfire set up here.
Wow, good nade in from Brolin. Freddy B takes Bubsky down for it, and even more frags go to the favor of the CT side. These pistols aren't done. Twist drive-bys and takes the head off of Dragonfly. And Stavin just left the 1 versus 4. The rifles have been recovered. One more still from top mid if Hampus wanted to go for it. But they're hunting Stavin. They've got bomb control. And this round is a loss for Fragsters. Stavin will try and rotate back towards mid. Try and find anything that he can. But already Twist is rotating. And also counter deal with him from ticket boost. So this will be a 10th round as GODSENT just about hold on. Again, these pistols doing their damage on the half by or eco, depending on however you want to look at it. There's not really a whole lot of armor in play for GODSENT. And sacrificing 1 man for the sake of 4 other kills. That's maths I can get behind. And Twist now spots out Stavin. Small pixel, spots him, flicks on towards him, and GODSENT even up the scoreline just as quickly as Fragsters even up against them. And now the rifles will be rebought from Fragsters. Loads of money, of course, the economy building. AK's coming out to be played with here, just dropping a few others here and there. And a full set of utility across everybody except for Dragonfly, who actually will double down with the double flash. But the economy is still tender. GODSENT are up for the reset, but vice versa for Fragsters. They could still reset GODSENT. As the scoreline gets even, 10-10, and the CT side finally getting started here on Mirage. They spread out in the default, as do Fragsters go down for mid control, trying to find the early picks and advantage of map control. 2 players also pushing in aggressive from short as well. This could be a very nice pick for either side, and Dragonfly will make it work against Disco Doppling, kicking things off for the T's. 5-on-4 situation.
Well, that run might have been perfect with barely with any little to no investment in a round like that. GODSENT able to acquire some good rifles as well, and also the round win, but now it's not looking that easy. Freddy B is the one that spotted out and also softened up quite a bit with that AK-47. And the fact that Disco Doppelin is out of the equation means that GODSENT will pretty much abandon mid control in its entirety. I do believe that's that's Brolin down towards window. It's not looking too good for them. Hampus is able to kill Bubsky though. She considered to maybe back away, but he's still gonna hold on to that position. And Fragsters, they still have a decent amount of time left on the clock. So if they do wish to consider going somewhere else, but look at Brolin go! He's gonna get 2 in that scenario. In the ladder room, both of the players are dead, and Fragsters at this point, for them, this round is kind of falling apart.
2-on-4 now. Hampus and Freddy B are low, so that could be 2 nice picks for Stavin and Dragonfly, but they got to get him quick, and they got to get him lucky. Bomb on the back, good flick from Dragonfly, but Stavin will fall in his place. And Hampus on for the 3K, taking point of the brunt of the B-side defensive. They know where this last man is. Dragonfly still making his way in, desperately looking for this low man. He peeks in a Twist instead, and Twist locks out his own AWP kill. Both orbs getting picked up, both orbs staying in play, and GODSENT take the lead, back away from the Fragsters T-side. Still technical pause to be called by GODSENT, but if I was Fragsters at this point, I'd be taking this opportunity to think through the options, think through how we're going to play this one. As the economy's looking tender, the buy will not be good for a fall from Fragsters. So serious work, serious thoughts need to be put in by this T side.
Interestingly enough, one of the players just goes for the straight up insta buy of the AWP. So at this point, if you're Fragsters, the rest of the guys will just have to follow suit. Stavin will buy the AK-47, but players like Refresh and Bubsky might just have to consider just rocking the pistols. Dragonfly can still actually drop out an AK-47 if he considers to go for the, glass cannon op. That is what he's going to be doing at this point, and with him not having armor, it's not that bad for a T-side op, right? If you're going to try to get those initial engagements, and it's not going to work out for you, whatever. If you have players on the pistols, they can still pick up the rifle, the scope rifle that is, and maybe try to do something with it. Maybe they can be the ones to find some success on that scoped sniper rifle. But, this is not looking good, Jamie. We're going to the latter stages of the second half, and if Fragsters gonna lose this one, we might just have to see a double eco from the side, which is very scary, like I said, once the second half is coming to a close.
It's an utterly terrifying prospect to know that one small mistake and you could be out of the 2-0 victory for Fragsters. Obviously, they've got that first map to fall back on, so going to train isn't the worst case scenario for them, and GODSENT obviously want to fight tooth and nail to go to that third map of train. Double up set up for them to try and get there as well. Round 22 will get very interesting for this CT side. The M4s, the AK, all there to back it up. Meanwhile, Fragsters doesn't look like they've got the most defined buy again. They were having economy issues, so they've got 2 CZs to try and play with into the next round. The 2 AKs also in play. Of course, Dragonfly with the AWP, but even then, he's glass cannon. I think he may have dropped a rifle out because he was the... Torbenian actually dropped the AWP towards him, expecting, I assume, to go with that armor setup. But no, straight up glass cannon, so got to get those first pop shots against him. Fragsters desperately need someone like him to step up at the moment here. 11-10. Very close scoreline. GODSENT have been in the driver's seat for most of the match, but Fragsters on T-side have stepped up. But we're going to be seeing potentially the 2-0 here, Danny, is really the question at the moment. Fragsters still have a lot of opportunities. GODSENT also have a lot of other opportunities as well. But definitely for the moment here, it's going to be, at least it should be, a GODSENT round.
Technically should be, but as we have seen in the past, that may not be the case. Still, I mean, if you take a look at the investments, the investment from the Fragster side is not looking as good as what GODSENT has got to offer. On the other hand, I do believe in Dragonfly's prowess with that sniper rifle, and I'm pretty sure if he's able to open things up for his team, give space for the rifles, the CZs to work with, that still could be quite a good round for Fragsters. But the thing is, though, Dragonfly, I think he's going to have to be the one to get some sort of initial frag going if they, for say, try to take mid-control Fragsters, right? Dragonfly is able to pick up one of the players like Disco Doppler, maybe. Then the rest of the guys will just follow suit from Fragsters and continue on with a push on to a certain part of the map. If that is the case, that opening could be enough, but we must see what Fragsters opt to do. Looks like Dragonfly will be the first one making his way towards ramp. Gonna try to get an early engagement if possible, but has to be careful of the nades because he is quite squishy without any sort of armor, to be exact.
T-Sap immediately to go into the A-bomb site. Twist doesn't catch the first man, but Dragonfly most definitely falls. Bubsky will get the trade back on the AWP player, but Freddy B still from jungle. Connects ahead of Torbenian then. Refresh looking for Brolin. Does catch him from mid to a 3 versus 3, so for the most part, the T-side are holding on there. Bomb has been dropped. Stavin looking for the AWP kill. Meanwhile, Bubsky up close and personal towards CT stairs. Gets Hambers before Freddy B takes him out. Stavin just left to try and do the work on 4 HP. The CZ of Refresh also clearing out the mid position. Got to be wary of short, because now Disco Doppler's got a line right in. They're desperately trying to find this one kill against this one player here on the site. And actually, with nothing being shown by Fragsters, GODSENT don't really know what's going on. Is it a B here? Are they going back towards the apartments? Are they still on A? Eventually, Freddy B's going to hear that bomb plant, try and take down Stavin, potentially through the box. Not quite. Stavin now with the AWP is looking out for the first shot. Seeing on his POV. Spots a pixel, but misses the shot. Flashbang to keep Freddy B at bay, and now they are just stalling for time right here. Stavin desperately trying to catch a good angle against him. Meanwhile, the CZ's ready to back, so they're both going to come in from CT stairs. But is he ready for this? The bomb is not open for him. Great Molotov. That's going to force him away, but Stavin tool takes Disco Doppler down. Looks in for his second. Misses yet another shot, but it's all stalling for time. Keeping Freddy B back away from this bomb defusing. Stavin eventually connects the double kill. Eventually connects the 11th round for Fragsters as they hold on by a thread against GODSENT's lead.
Okay, my bad. It wasn't Dragonfly's AWP that made the difference. It was Stavin's AWP that made the difference in that round. Especially, it really comes down to a Molotov, really. If the Molotov isn't deep enough, then a player like Stavin has got the opening, and the opening he used perfectly. not only is he able to kill one guy, but is also able to kill the last player left in that scenario. Stavin, absolutely monstrous play from him with the sniper rifle. The fact is, though, GODSENT still have something to show for in a round like this. You know, they still make the investment. It may not looking, yeah, it may be isn't looking as good as they might hope to be. Oh man, this is an interesting fight here between Stavin and Freddy B. They're very much close by one another. And once the smoke starts to fade, I'm pretty sure Stavin spawns him out through the radar and he's not able to get him. Actually, Freddy B is going to be able to survive that one. But only 32 points of health. Still not that bad there for Freddy B. However, some damage exchange here. Stavin is the man who's low on HP. Dragonfly 68 points of health for him. And GODSENT, this round isn't looking as bad as one might think.
Certainly true. Fragsters losing the early engagements means that they are down on a major HP disadvantage, particularly Stavin. 6 health to set up for this hit. 2 players, of course, from ramp. Backstabbing coming from Freddy B with his CZ could take them both out if they're not careful. At the very least, if Stalin may end up falling, that's an AWP as well for Dragonfly if he does make it work. Oh, he's creeping around still. The T's make their way in from mid. Freddy B, good angle. Dragonfly didn't hear it. Dragonfly didn't hear it. Meanwhile, Bronham picks up one. Twist with a quick trade. Dragonfly not expecting Freddy B from the backstab, and there it is. GODSENT shut the whole thing down once again. 2 versus 3. They have left the B bomb site open, so the T's will rotate there. Try to see if they can take them out and try and get this bomb down on B's site. As Twist looks in with the AWP from Market. 20 seconds still remain as the T's are suppressed and bracketed in from the CETs coming in. One more kill for the M4. And Torb got 2 low HP players. 10 seconds left. He's got to get this kill. He's got to line it up and get the bomb down very quickly indeed. Planted for the apartments. CETs closing in. One man close. That's Twist on the site itself. Gets damage, but doesn't get the frag. Torb spots him, takes his head off his shoulders, and now down to a 1 versus 1. Low HP versus low HP, and AK versus AK. But Torb has no idea where Freddy B is. It's going to be a clutch for him. The 4K up for the lone T-side player as Freddy B starts to make his way in. Torbeni then spots him out in the open. A 4K for him. And Fragsters reclaim the lead away from the GODSENT CT side and put them down to nothing. This should be an eco for the Swedish squad.
And what a crucial round to win. What a crucial round to win for Fragsters, because with that round being won, that hurts. That definitely hurts for GODSENT in the sort of mental game that they have. And you lost a 1 versus 3 at that point. And for GODSENT, you know, if they win that one, they have still a pretty good opening at maybe closing out the game. But suddenly things just got a lot harder. And GODSENT, yeah, it's just going to have to be a good old-fashioned eco, I presume. If they're able to eco this one out, then yeah, the M4s will come out. Doubt if you'll see any sniper rifle in the hands of Twist. But yeah, at least they would have the rifles. On the other hand, 13-11. That is the scoreline, which will possibly be upon us. As GODSENT, like I said, 0-0 being invested. And Fragsters got a very good opportunity as they got a little bit closer to closing out the game.
Eco out for GODSENT. They are not going to go into this one at all. 2 rounds lost bonus. Looking for that 3rd one means that they have the investment in the next round, regardless of the outcome of this one. So just these USPs, just a PT50 for Twist. That's the best they've got. Frags have got the AKs, the Galil, of course, the UMP, and play for refresh. So they aren't quite lining up their own sort of money lines at the same time. We're ready to pick off GODSENT as we come into the default. 2 players from top mid, Torbeni then and Dragonfly. Refresh also. From the underpass position, the bomb on the back of Stalin. So he makes his way in from the apartments. Refresh and 2 other players getting that mid control. Trying to ensure that the CTs get suppressed back here towards the A-bomb side, but the rotations are still coming in from CT spawn itself. Freddy B, Roland, Disco and Twist are dealt with towards the A-bomb site. Refresh goes down a lot. HP for it, but damage being done by the CTs, unfortunately. None of it amounts to kills. So Fragsters clean sweep their way out of round 24 into round 25 against the buyback of GODSENT. AWP for Hampus, 4 M4s, and if Fragsters win this one, then they probably going to end up taking themselves map and match point here at 15-11. T-side a lot to play for. GODSENT need this round to stay in the game.
It looks like Hampus is going to have to be the one to make the investment for the sniper rifle. Of course, the problem is he doesn't have any sort of armor to go with that sniper rifle, so he's going to be quite a squishy CT player, and he's going to have to be very careful. But the fact that you have Hampus on the up, he's going to be towards this B part of the map, means that he can actually just be the lonesome player on this side. He can be the anchor However, the thing is though, Fragsters, they're making their way onto the A side, so the AWP is not going to be able to accomplish anything. Now it's all going to come down to rifles. Freddy B, good flash for him, and now suddenly the round is looking very good for GODSENT. Dragonfly though spinning around. The thing is though, the bomb dropped in the middle of nowhere. Bubsky's getting taken down, and well, the op didn't have to do much. It was all on the back of those rifles. Freddy B doing a very good job, Twist and brawling as well. And 13-12, Fragsters, they still have some money in the bank, which is quite good. So investment will come out for both of these teams, and now they're pretty much on even term at this point.
I think this round may be able to decide the actual winner of the map. I think if Fragsters take this, they'll reset GODSENT, and we'll be looking at 4 spies until we hit round number 16. Or if GODSENT win this one, then Fragsters will be reset. They'll get very, very close towards it as damage comes through. Disco Doppelin 2-for-2 trade against Bubsky and Refresh. So he opens things up, but keeps things even. 3 versus 3. The T's love to reset GODSENT at this point. If they do, then that's going to be utterly glorious for the Danish squad to take their place in the grand finals of the Bets.net Challenger Series. 3 players remain in this round for the moment. They're all up towards top mid in the apartments, also up towards T-spawn they will go. Not sure whether they want to go towards B or A. They've already lost a couple of players towards that default. They're not doing well on HP. They don't know what the information is against GODSENT. They know Disco Doppelin is probably going to get tagged up, but outside of that, they haven't got any damage on Freddy B or Hampus. They actually haven't got any information on those 2 players at all. So, lots to work for, lots to find in this T side. They're playing extremely passive, trying to catch off a mistake from GODSENT, but so far they're not biting.
Yeah, 0 mistakes being made here. The GODSENT guys are in fact going to put a lot of emphasis on the B side. This could really work out for them, because if you take a look at Fragsters, they're moving towards that B part of the map, and GODSENT, they really have a lot of faith in actually just holding off this B side. It could really work out for them. And probably it's going to have to be the case. I mean, it's going to have to be a 3 versus 3. One player coming in from short. Hampus is going to kill Torben right there. And Hampus, it's going to be easy for him to put attention towards Biaps, and how Dragonfly is left by his lonesome. Probably and will consider backing away at this point. He has to save the AWP because his team, you know, things are going to get very close. 13-13. And the fact that the guys from Fragsters don't have a lot of money, it means that the 4th spot that he will go with, well, they at least have a sniper rifle, which isn't that bad. But yeah, 13-13. This is getting very close here.
Reset against the lost bonus of Fragsters, only on 2 for this round. Could justify buying around the AWP, and yeah, they are going to get a force out on Torbenny. Then is anyone else going to follow through? Potentially so. They will have another buyback a couple rounds time. At that point, they'll be taking it to overtime, but they could still shut it down here. All on that gamble in that last round as well. GODSENT went all towards B. And Fragsters picked the wrong bomb site. Now they have to try to recover it right here with 2 CZs, a deal, a UMP, and an AWP. If there wasn't 2 CZs in this one, I'd call this a loss, but we're about to find out whether that will be the case here. Bomb out towards apartments. Bubsky had that on his back. All players have Kevlar helmets, but the helmets going to be negated mostly by most of the weapons here for the GODSENT CT side. So out towards mid they'll go. Fragsters playing this one so slowly. They do not want to concede. Else that could end up meaning the death of them in this map. Bubsky down. Getting the first frag is Hampus on this AWP. Looking for anything more towards the apartments. It has to get towards that position to take up the bomb. And Twist takes down Dragonfly. One more frag to the favor of GODSENT. Looking for his second as well. Knows that this plays out towards mid. Hearing those footsteps. 50 seconds still left for Fragsters to play with us. Hampus gets the second, dropping the bomb, sees it towards apartments. Surely that should be the CTs rotating and locking it down. Stavin and Refresh with 2 CZs. Surely shouldn't win this round.
That was so weird from, you know, Fragsters. Of all the players they probably would have considered boosting onto towards the window, they boost the guy with the AWP, Dragonfly. Now that is a very hard position to be with a sniper rifle. Probably would have just liked to see someone with the CZ try to be boosted up towards that part of the map. Because, well, in that scenario, GODSENT still had a player in short. They still had a player in ladder room. They still had a player close by jungle. So it was very weird to see an AWP player boosted up towards window. And now, well, that's the problem, isn't it, for Fragsters? They lose that round. It does mean they have to go for a bit of a partial buy if will, but more certainly it is an eco more than anything else. Nate's being deployed and Stavin gets, pretty much destroyed to oblivion. And there's still a couple of guys there towards apps and one player towards ramp, but don't expect too much from Fragsters. Maybe a lucky bomb plant, and that would be a pretty decent round for them.
A nice start with the nades, of course. That's what you do against an anti-eco. You can very easily take players down with no armor. You just put a couple of nades down there and just let the damage do the work. They did that on, but they did that on Inferno as well, down towards Banana, I think, GODSENT. So finding those choke points, using it as appropriate, is how you do it. They've only taken one player down. They see no info on the rest of them, and they are pretty decently untagged up. Hampus will spot them as they come through. Only gets the tag on Dragonfly, but second face will shut Torbeniaden down as he looks for another angle against them. And a nice nade in deep to the apartments takes out Dragonfly. Peeks in for another, spots them, but counter grenades come back as well from the CTs as they try and lock it all down. Hampus, oh, it's good. It's beautiful through the smoke. A 4K for him. There it is. Map point for GODSENT, looking to go to trade, but Fragsters have a buy-up. AWP 4 AKs to try and cinch this map.
Yeah, before we head on through to train, we have to see what Fragsters can actually pull out the strat book. I would love to see them maybe try to take that mid presence as we have been seeing in the past, but doing it very fast and very aggressively. If they do so, they might just be able to find some luck. I don't really like the fact that he have Dragonfly in the AWP. He hasn't been able to find much success these past couple of rounds, and it might just be the one thing that slows them down quite a bit. But look at GODSENT. They're not slowing down. They're in fact playing aggressively, and that is where they shall meet their end. Brolin and Freddy B, they're the first ones to fall. And it does mean GODSENT only have 3 defenders remaining. Interestingly enough, those defenders are relatively close by one another. Now they're going to be putting a guy towards the B side. Finally, they do so, and the defense is looking a bit more spread through, but anyhow, it is not a good start for GODSENT.
Punished on the aggression. Ballsy play that could have won GODSENT the game right there if they got those 2 picks, but instead, the AWP and the AKs were waiting. Freddy B and Brolin are the first 2 casualties of round number 29. Fragsters want to push this all the way to the 30th. And they want to push it all the way to overtime as well. They've set themselves up appropriately to do so, but they've got to make the push into the site work. 3 players stacking up towards a ramp. And Bubsky lurking on the B-bomb site. Actually, if he gets in there quick enough, then he may be able to call out the rotations quickly from Fragsters. Maybe they might be able to fake towards A or just rotate in general. Yeah, that's where the bomb is going. There's no one here, and Bubsky is going to read this pretty easily. Disco, meanwhile, from apartment, from connector, taking refresh to kick things off. Bubsky's got a great read now. He's got all the info, and Fragsters will rotate off the back of that. Disco also coming in towards market, but will he be able to deal with this lone man right here as Fragsters make all their presence felt, and Bubsky will trade out Disco Doppelin. 4 versus 2. Simple shutdown, B-site control. I think GODSENT are already thinking about throwing in the towel. 2 players remain. They've still got economy to go for this, and of course it is the penultimate round of regulation, so let's see what they try and do from here. M4, AWP, both players creeping in towards short on a 2-on-4 retake. Already Dragonfly tags 1 down. It looks like Hampus really is throwing in the towel for this one.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand GODSENT. They still have quite a lot of money being built up, so for Twist and Hampus to actually try to think about winning the round isn't that far-fetched. The problem is, though, okay, it looks like Twist might just be able to save the AK-47 because one of his teammates, that's in fact Brolin, doesn't have the most amount of money, so he is gonna need a drop one way or the other. And because this is gonna be the last round of regulation, the investment will come in from GODSENT, and it's gonna be a good-looking one. Twist is back in the up, Hampus as well. I'm pretty sure if you're Fragsters, you should be able to read the setup that Hampus has been the AWP player on that B side pretty much constantly. So maybe try to shift your focus from the B part of the map because Hampus, you know, he has been doing quite a good job towards the B. So Fragsters, I think they're going to be able to read this one through. And maybe they're not, I don't think they're going to get that lucky as did the round previously. You know, GODSENT to go for the play. Dragonfly is waiting for the set push to happen. Those are some 2 easy frags for Fragsters. And look at his Hampus, in fact. He's the one to get the initial frag towards middle. So Fragsters, this round isn't the start they were looking for.
Oh, and Twist makes it even more so, taking out Dragonfly. Stavin will still make his way in towards the A-bomb side, but he gets shut down as well. And right at the final hurdle, Fragsters may fall. 2-on-4. As they have been shut down 3 for 1, as Twist is the only man to fall for GODSENT. They have got B-side presence. Bubsky looking for that 1 shot. Great grenade on Hampus. Should take him down, and indeed it does, but doesn't expect the second man back from bench. It's all down to Torbeniaden. 1v3. And all the CTs are coming up this way. They know exactly where this last man is. He's got 55 seconds to work with, so he's got time, but he's running out of it very quickly right here. Torb moving forward. Doesn't see Disco. Running out in the corner of the site itself. He just waits. They all just wait. They lock out their standard paths. They just give him a little bit of room to work with and take him down as soon as he makes his way inside the bomb site. And they're running out of time right here. They really have to find the shot on shot. Freddy spots him. Torb makes some noise and looks for Disco close range. We're going to get the bomb down, and there it is. Disco. Quick peek to 16 of 14. GODSENT just about cinch map 2. Go on to map 3, which is Train. All that's coming up after this very short break. So don't go anywhere, because the Bets.net Challenger Series will conclude this series after this very short break.